Welcome back to Design Bundles YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal, and today I'm going to show you guys how to create a neon text effect right here inside of Procreate. So let's go ahead and get started. Once you have created your blank canvas, the first thing you want to do is change your background to black by simply grabbing your color, dragging, and dropping. You can also do this in the custom settings as well. The very next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be using this brick wall mock-up today for my background. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that in by clicking on the wrench here, and then I'm going to hit insert a file, and then I'm going to find my brick wall. Once you have your background, the very next thing you want to do is go to your adjustments button, which is right here. So we're going to go ahead and click on that here. And then we want to go to hue, saturation, and brightness. From here, we are going to click on layer. You're going to notice we have these options right down here to change our hue, saturation, and brightness, and these are the settings you're going to want to use. You're going to keep hue at 50%, saturation, you're going to bring it all the way down to 15%, just like so, and we're also going to keep brightness at 50%. Once you have changed your hue, saturation, and brightness, the next thing we want to do is bring in another layer by clicking our layer tabs and the plus right here. So what we want to do is go ahead and bring that layer to black as well. And then from here, we're going to come to our eraser and we're going to change it to the soft brush. And then we want to bring that size up nice and large. From here, we just simply want to get a nice circle here in the center. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of that black to bring back in our brick wall background. After this, we're going to go back up to our layer. We're going to click on this in right here, and we want to change the opacity to 90%. Once you have something that looks like this, we are ready to bring in our text. So we're going to come over here to the wrench, and we are going to click on Add Text. From here, I'm going to double tap, click on the keyboard, and click on AA. From here, I'm going to go ahead and search for my font, which is Willoma. I'll have it linked down below. And then I'm going to go ahead and type out what I want, and then we're going to change that font color to white. So I'm going to go back to my keyboard here and go ahead and type out Font Bundles. From here, I'm going to make sure my font is selected, and we are going to change it to white. So I'm just going to simply click on the white, and then I'm going to go ahead and size it out to what size I'd like. So go ahead and just size it out until you're happy with it. So I think something like this looks good. So now what I want to do is come over here to my layers, click on the font. I'm going to click on it and click raster size. There is two different ways that we can do this, so I'm going to show you both of those today, as well as make sure that your color palette that you're going to use is very bright and saturated. So you need super bright colors. I'll have some palettes linked down below. For example, this is one of the palettes that I'm using today. It's called Rainbow Surprises, and it comes in a great big bundle. And like I said, I'll have it linked down below for you guys. The first one I'm going to show you today is using Gaussian blur. So what we need to do is duplicate our font layer 4 more times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and slide over here, and we're going to hit duplicate. And then I'm just going to continue to do that until I have 4 more layers. Now what I want to do is rename 4 of these layers. So for this first one here, we're going to click on it, click on rename. I'm going to name it white. For the next one, we're going to come right up here, hit rename, and we're going to name dark glow. For the next one, we're going to do the same thing, and I'm going to name it light glow. And we're going to repeat the same process for our last one, and we're going to name it shadows. Next, we want to add alpha lock to each of these layers. So what I'm going to simply do is tap on them, and then we're going to click alpha lock, and then we're going to repeat the same process for all of them. Now we are ready to fill each layer. For example, for the shadows, we want to add in a black layer. So we're just want a very dark. So we're going to go ahead and go to fill layer. And then I'm going to come up to my colors here, and I'm going to choose black. For the next layer, which is light glow, this is going to be your main color. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this neon pink right here. So you want to make sure, once again, that we click on fill layer, and that's going to color that pink. For the next layer, dark glow, we're going to go ahead and choose a darker color. So you want to choose a darker shade. So I'm going to go ahead and hit fill layer. And now that's going to choose that darker pink. Now we're ready to add that Gaussian blur. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is turn off the alpha lock. So I'm going to go ahead and click these again. And we're just going to go ahead and turn off that alpha lock. First, we're going to go ahead and choose a light glow, and then we are going to go to adjustments, which is right here. And what we want to do is come down to Gaussian blur and choose layer. We're going to move the slider over to about 10%. So as you guys can see that change right here. So now you guys are already starting to see this happen, which looks really, really cool. Next, we're going to go back into our layers. We're going to choose the dark glow, and we're going to come back over to our adjustments, back to the Gaussian blur layer. This time, we're going to use less of this, and we're going to do about 3 to 4%. Once you're happy with this, you're simply just going to come back to your layers. You're just simply going to pinch these two together, and this is just going to merge both of those layers together. At this point, if you duplicate this layer right here at least 1 or 2 more times, you're going to notice that's going to intensify that glow even more. Now what we want to do is click on that white layer right here. We're going to click on in, and we're going to go to soft light, which is right here. So you guys can really see that change even further. To add your shadow and light, you can simply click on your layers, click on shadows. I'm going to hit the selector tool, and then you can simply just bring it down and over to the right a little bit to get a nice shadow. Then you want to go back over to your adjustments, and you want to go back over to that Gaussian blur. We're going to go to layer, and we're going to bring that to around 3 to 4%. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. About right there looks good. And then you guys can see that really intensify and look perfect. So that's just going to kind of blend it out a little bit better. For the lights, you're simply just going to go ahead and create a new layer above shadows. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to duplicate this. And I'm going to bring it above the shadows. For this one, I'm going to name it lights. So I'm going to come to rename. We're going to rename it lights. Once you have your lights layer created, we're going to go ahead and take a soft brush and our bright color once again. This time we're just going to go draw right on top of our font like so. It should look just like this. We're going to come back to our lights layer here. We're going to click on the in, and we're going to change that opacity to around 20%. Just like so. And that's it. That's how easy it is to use Gaussian blur. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our second method here, which is using bloom. For this next method, I have taken us all the way back to the part where we have, added our background, brought down the hue and saturation for our break, and then I have lightened the center. So I left all of that. So the very first thing you're going to do, just like you did last time, we're going to add the text. So I'm going to come over here to the wrench. We're going to click add text, and then I'm going to double tap. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the keyboard. I've already got my font that I want to use, so I'm just going to go ahead and type out font bundles. This time, instead of starting off with white, we're going to go ahead and start off with a nice bright color. So I've got it at this nice blue here. And then next, we're going to go over to our adjustments, which is right here. And this time, we are looking for bloom, which is right here. We're going to click on it, and we're going to click on layer. From here, we're going to go ahead and change our bloom, which is right up here, by just sliding to the right. We're going to change it to 53% right away. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Just like so. And then for our next one, which is your transition, we're going to change it to 54%. Next, we're going to change our size to 28%. And the burn to 57. You will need to adjust the bloom effect settings depending on the text and the color that you're using. Lighter colors will need fewer adjustments, and darker ones will need more tweaking. If you want to add shadow and light, you're going to do the same thing. So before I would have done this bloom, I would have actually duplicated that layer, and then I would have a shadow layer and a light layer, and I would do it the exact same way that I did before. So it's that easy to use both of these methods, as you guys can see. I would highly recommend, if you guys are new, checking out the bloom, because it's going to be super easy for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.